Oh boy, yesterday was a volatile day. So XRP, wow, it's had a bit of a move up and a bit of a move to the downside. In fact, this is a bit strange because it's the opposite to many other cryptocurrencies that went down before going up. So let's jump down into the world of XRP, reviewing what's been going on most recently here, what structures are there, and what we should be concerned with next. As I get into the video, if you find it useful and informative, smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Link is in the description down below. Right, XRP paired up with USDT on the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 spot exchange on the 1 hour time frame. And we were expecting a move down like many of the other cryptocurrencies, but XRP went in the other direction. We were expecting 68.849 to 69.417. And well, XRP said, hold my beer, and it went in the other direction, which, you know, is fine. It's a volatile market, and XRP is pretty much just driven from emotional retail investors these days. So it's not too unusual to see it do something different to the rest of the crypto market. So let's tidy this up a little bit, and let's get our structures now reformed. And that's the thing with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗠𝗧𝗧 theory, right? People say, oh, it doesn't work. But it does. It's tracking people's behavior. You need to see what's going on. And if people's behavior changes all of a sudden, specifically with XRP, then obviously your structures are going to change. So here we can see a few things. Let's go ahead and correct where things went a little bit off. So we know here is our three-wave pattern down. Then you can see another three-wave pattern upwards right inside here. So that's all good. And then this is where things get really interesting in this most recent move. This will also have to be a three-wave pattern up to here. And I'll take that higher to there as well. There we go. That should put us right on track. Okay, so this little area, we have a couple of interesting things that we need to discuss. First of all, we have the move upwards right in here, and this range is basically where it was met with a serious amount of selling pressure, 72.166 to 73.536. This area is basically where supply flooded the market and dragged the price of Bitcoin down. Now, we might argue that there was a pool of liquidity sat right up here, and so therefore the market makers and the whales, for example, pushed the price up into this range to grab that liquidity. Once grabbed, the price came crashing all the way back down, where again you see right inside this little area where all the buyers are. Okay, this sits between 68.352 and 70.130. Again, you can argue that this here is another pocket of liquidity. So price pushed up into liquidity, grabbed that, forces price back down into this pocket of liquidity, and that gets grabbed as well. Essentially, it looks like a liquidity grab paradise here on XRP. What does this mean? Well, it means that you've got supply up in this higher range and you've got demand down in the lower range. And we haven't tested either of these just yet, okay? Now, that's an important thing to just note. Now, it doesn't look like we are in a impulsive structure, but we will check that by dropping down into our 15-minute time frame and just reviewing this, right? We can see here we moved up, we pulled down, we had a little bounce here, but nothing major. Push back down, we bounce. So it looks like this would be the starting point of anything major. And I don't think it's going to hit the 1.618 because of the length of that drop. So we'll check it. And it does not meet those requirements until you're right into that wick down there. And you know, for the most part, if I take it to a 5-minute time frame, it doesn't look like that's going to really constitute much either. Just for our clarity and our own sanity here, we'll do the sense check again, just on the 5-minute time frame, just to make sure that things are looking good. And yeah, again, you know, we're well into this move on the 5-minute time frame before hitting 1.618. So I don't think that's what's going on. Bringing us back to our hourly time frame, to me, I'm going to wrap this up as a W, X, Y, X, and Z, even though those structures don't really make the most amount of sense. It's probably the best way for us to articulate it for the purpose of this video. Basically, it's a corrective pattern that has completed and it's moved down. Now, we can argue that maybe there's a bit of a move to the downside still to continue here. But, you know, for the most part, we can see we're getting rejected back on that 50 EMA again, and we're correcting. So it looks like we're probably going to tap back into this low range and then bounce on upwards. At the moment, getting rejected on the 50 EMA and the equilibrium area, so not looking great. Now, also, this move to the upside here, if we follow smart money concepts, you can see we were in a bearish structure that formed over here on this candle of the 24th of July. And this recent move, when we pushed up and pushed back down has essentially triggered a break of structure, which basically is something that I would refer to as a CTS, a continuation of the trend. So basically it confirms that we are in a bearish state of play. Okay, so we are bearish on XRP. Now, that's according to Smart Money Concepts, right? Smart Money Concepts tells us that we are below the 50 EMA, below the 200 EMA, below equilibrium, and we have broken our structure and basically confirmed that we are still bearish in our structure, right? So that BOS, break of structure, to me, I think it's worded wrong because it doesn't make sense that a break of structure is basically confirmation that you're still moving in a downward pattern here, or an upward pattern if it was green. But in the red case here, in the bearish state of play, it's a continuation of our bearish structure essentially. So for the most part, that's looking pretty damning on XRP. However, there is some hope still out there. The 4-hour time frame is oversold and the daily time frame is oversold. These gives us hope that momentum is going to shift to the upside. So despite all the liquidity grabbing that looks like it was going on here, I think we still have the potential to probably push up again, but I'm not expecting terribly too much at this point in time. For example, my next kind of expectations are that we probably tap back down into this area of demand at 68.352 to 70.130. We'll tap back in here, and then I think we're going to tap back into the 72.16 to 73.536, and I think we're just going to kind of range in these between these two areas for a little while until more structures appear. Anyway, that's kind of the most logical. I think we'll probably have a break to the downside again once we kind of tap into that higher range. So I think we'll probably end up with something that will look more like this eventually. That will allow us to kind of look at our C wave structured points coming down here deeper, because we are still expecting us to move down, of course, towards 60 to 63 sen, which is a part of a much bigger play from the overarching structures. Now, as I kind of come up into our daily time frame, you can kind of see how that kind of looks. We actually want this to kind of come down more towards 56, but for now I'll take the 60 because that is a nice area as well. But basically what we've been looking at and what we've been talking about after hitting our high target here at 93 sen or 93.8, we had this area that we broke through, right? This was a previous area of resistance or supply. And we're looking to try to turn it into a demand area. Okay, so it's the obvious area for us to come down and retest into. Okay, so although our structures on our hourly time frame look like they're just going to be very choppy, they're going to be basically swings in the market to the upside and to the downside, they are progressing us in a downward pattern more towards our targeted range of the previous area of demand. We'll target out the 60 cent, but I want to see 56 to kind of close this one off nicely. But ultimately, that's where this correction kind of comes down. Then I think from here we're going to see another explosive move to the upside, which we can then start to see and target some of these higher ranges. But for now, that's kind of where this one sits. It's almost like we need to see the volatility, we need to expect and experience this volatility to see profits getting taken, to see the market progressing nicely and getting corrected. When the market corrects down quite nicely the way that it has been, although some of that is quite unusual activity with the liquidity grabbing, for example, but it does allow us to reset some of the momentum indicators and allows us to kind of get price into stronger positions. Although it seems bearish on the shorter time frames, I'm quite confident on the larger time frames. Okay, so I still think we've got some pretty good stuff to come, but I'm looking for deeper price action first. We have to go down before we can go up. And again, how deep that goes is going to be the question, right? It can be quite aggressive, and sometimes it may even come down to a new lower low, right? And if it does that, then that's going to be really interesting for the price action of XRP. I'm not expecting a new bear market low for XRP, but it's a possibility that we do need to kind of consider. Considering we finished this kind of C wave structure here at 93.8, we could of course consider that a giant A, B, and then come down into a low for our C wave. That's not what I'm kind of targeting out here, but it's something that we need to kind of consider. Okay, considering everything that is going on, it's holding up incredibly well at the moment. So I'm just looking for that 60 to 56 cent low to kind of hold out for us. Let me know what your thoughts are on XRP in the comments down below. Do you think that this is the last opportunity, or do you think there's going to be deeper price action at a later date? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. It's always great to canvass the community's opinions. As I kind of finish off this video, if you found it useful and informative, do smash the like button on the way out. Really do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out, linked in the description down below. Until the next one, have a fantastic day. We are not financial advisors, and none of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.